He is U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Robert Bales, and at this moment he is in the air en route to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, where he will be held in connection with the massacre of 16 Afghan civilians. Bales' name had not been known until tonight, but several sources familiar with the investigation have confirmed his identity to CBS News. We found pictures of a man described as Staff Sergeant Robert Bales in an article about the 2nd Battalion, 3rd Infantry Regiment, 3rd Stryker Brigade Combat Team of the 2nd Infantry Division. The home base of that unit is Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington State, and that is also the suspect's home base. Last Sunday before dawn, a lone American soldier walked into 2 Afghan villages and shot the civilians in their homes. 9 of them were children. The killings have created a crisis in the 10-year-old war, and this week, President Obama called the atrocity heartbreaking and outrageous. David Martin is at the Pentagon breaking this story tonight. David?
Scott, as you just said, we have identified the alleged shooter as Staff Sergeant Robert Bales. He is 38 years old and from Ohio, but was stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord in the state of Washington. His name has still not been officially released, in part because of fear for his family's safety, but his wife and 2 daughters have already moved out of their home and on to the base at Lewis McChord. Investigators have established that on the night of the murders, Sergeant Bales had been drinking with 2 other soldiers. How much, we don't know, but his subsequent actions seem methodical and deliberate.
He armed himself and put on his night vision goggles. He walked off the base in full view of Afghan guards, hiked a mile to the first village where he killed 11, then back to a second village where he killed 5 more. Returning to the base, he crawled through an orchard as if he were trying to evade detection, but was spotted by a search party. Only then did he surrender, invoking his right to remain silent and demanding a lawyer. To the families of the victims, it seems like too much murder and mayhem for one American soldier to commit. They met with Afghan President Karzai today, and afterwards he unleashed a verbal fusillade against the American military.
This has been going on for too long. It is by all means the end of the rope here. The end of the rope. This form of activity, this behavior cannot be tolerated. It's past the time.
Karzai also accused the U.S. of withholding information from Afghan investigators. When CBS News caught up with General John Allen, the top commander in Afghanistan, who was back in Washington to testify before Congress, he said it's just a simple misunderstanding.
We're cooperating. We just need to make sure we understand what their sense of cooperation is, and we'll be fully cooperative.
Bales, who is described by his attorney as a decorated soldier and family man, is expected to arrive at the military prison at Fort Leavenworth tonight.
David, thank you very much.